Okay. All right, so we are going to get started. Today we are doing a dumbbell full body workout. So I will show you a demo of each exercise and then we'll do a little warm up and then we'll get right into it. So we are going to start with a squat, the single arm snatch with our squat. So we're going to have a wider stance here. One dumbbell we're using for this. We're going to squat down to pick it up. We're going to row it up to our shoulder and then press up to the ceiling, come back down. And we're just going to alternate. So coming nice and low in your squat to switch hands with the dumbbell. So here is where you might want to use one of the lighter dumbbells. From there, we are going to go into a reverse lunge with a bicep curl. So starting at the top of your mat or your workout space, we're going to be stepping back 1 foot, stay nice and low in that lunge, bicep curl up, lower the weight, then return to center. You can alternate feet in between each one. From there, we are going to go into a tempo RDL or our deadlift. So you're going to be having your dumbbell, one dumbbell in your hands. We're going to hold it each side. So feet are hip width apart, nice soft bend in the knee. We're going to start to hinge forward, sticking our bum back as we drag that dumbbell slowly down our shins, coming back up. So a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 1, 2, up. So that's going to be our tempo. From there, grabbing both of your dumbbells, coming all the way down to your back. Feet can be flat on the floor. We're coming into a chest press. So just up, coming down, let those elbows tap down on the ground, bringing those dumbbells up and together. After that, we're going to drop one of our heavy weights, bringing the other one to our hips. Feet are hip width apart, feet are on the ground, knees are going to stay bent, coming into a weighted thrust, lifting the hips up, squeeze the glutes at the top, lowering down, lifting up and lowering. If you have booty bands and you want to put those around your thighs for a little added resistance, you definitely can do that as well. From there, we're coming into yoga bite. So we're making a little nest for our head, opposite knee to elbow. Leading with our chest, not pulling our face forward. From there, we're coming into something called a gorilla row. So we are gonna have one of our heavy dumbbells on the mat or in your workout space. You're gonna take a nice hinge forward so you're fully bent here. You're gonna row up, put it down, switch arms. So this could be a lot on the lower back. A modification here would be to come into a tabletop. The opposite hand is just flat on your mat and you're gonna row up, place it down, row up. So you're thinking elbow towards that hip on your row, squeezing your shoulder blade back and together. Just alternating with that row. Lastly, we're gonna grab for one of our light weights, or you can do this with no weight. We're coming into a core exercise, our heels to heaven, legs up. We're gonna pull our toes towards our face, and we're gonna reach that weight towards our toes. If this is too much strain in the neck, you can always interlace your fingers behind your head and just little crunches here. So those are our 8 exercises today. We are going to do these for 40 seconds, 4 times in each exercise before we move to the next exercise. It's going to be 20 seconds of a little break between each set. And then we're going to take a full break after the 8, grab some water. And then we're going to do this all again, 1 minute in each exercise, just one time. Okay? So get ready, come to a standing position, feet nice and wide. We're gonna come into some opposite windmills here. So toe touch, or fingers touch the toe, alternating each side. A little stretch through the back of the leg. Opposite arm is reaching up. And keep going. And come back up to center, bringing your feet just a little bit wider than hip width. Hands can come to center. Some body weight squats, start to warm up the lower body, the glutes, the quads. And coming back up, in and out with our knee, warming up that hip joint. Make sure you're very much focused on connecting with that breath through your movement today. We always want the exhale to be part of the hardest part of your workout. So coming out of a push, for example, and switching legs. We're going to do 2 more here. Then get the heart rate up for a moment, coming into a few high knees. Getting ready to really move that body. All right. Feeling nice and warm. We're going to start in 10 seconds. So we're coming to our squat plus our press. So placing that dumbbell in between the legs, feet are nice and wide. We're squatting down, lifting that weight up. And we're working, alternating which arm is picking up the weight. Nice deep squat on the way down. And make sure you're breathing here. We have 15 seconds left. Less than 10. Make sure you're feeling challenged here with the weight. And rest, 20 seconds. Nice deep breath in. And breath out. 20 seconds is enough time for a few nice deep breaths. Getting your heart rate down a little bit. Quick sip of water. And we're starting in 2 and 1. Back to those squat and press. Really feeling this in the glutes and the shoulders. All the way to the end, halfway through this set. Nice deep breaths, slow exhales. Keep control of that heart rate. For 5, 2, and rest. 20 seconds, nice deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Another nice deep breath. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into set 3. Make sure you're breathing. Good job. Definitely starting to feel a bit more challenging in set 3. You can go at a slower pace. You can move quicker here. Trying not to compromise your form, staying connected with that breath. For 5, 2, and 1. Take that break. Woo, starting to feel warm. Heart rate's up. Come back to that breath. Slow it down. We have 5 more seconds, and then we're coming into our last set here, and then we're going to go into reverse lunges with the bicep curl. And we are going 40 seconds on the clock. Nice deep squat. Then right into that shoulder press. Make sure you're sitting those hips nice and low. Good. Ten seconds left. We're alternating that dumbbell at the bottom and rest. 20 seconds before we get into our next exercise. This time we have both dumbbells in our hands. We're coming into our alternating reverse lunge. If you feel more stable working one leg at a time, you can work one leg for the 40 seconds, or you're gonna alternate that step back. So we're stepping back into that lunge, dropping the back knee, bicep curl, and then stepping back up to the top. So this is a slower movement, more control, more balance. Core stays engaged, chest is upright. That back knee is sinking down. Both knees are at a 90 degree. Back to back legs here. Very challenging. All the way to the end and rest. Good job, 20 seconds. Heart rate's definitely up with these reverse lunges. Whew. 8 more seconds. We're coming right back into set 2 of our reverse lunges with our bicep curl. And we are going. Step back, drop that knee, bicep curl. Bring the weights down before you step forward. Your bicep curling in that lunge, so you're holding it for that moment. Makes it even more challenging on the glutes, on the quads. Connect to your breath. Nice deep breathing here. Let that breath try to control your heart rate. Slow it down, keep it steady. We want it elevated and rest, but not so much that we can't catch our breath like me right now. So added challenge, talking through your workout definitely gets that heart rate up. We have 5 more seconds going into set 3. And we are going step back, bicep curl, step forward, alternate those legs. Chest remains upright. That back knee is sinking down. Good job. Right to the end of this 40 seconds. Definitely starting to get sweaty. Definitely starting to feel the burn in my legs. And rest. Last set, going into set 4, 40 seconds. Nice deep breath in. And slow breath out. 5 seconds. Coming right back into it. And we are moving 40 seconds. Reverse lunge, bicep curl in that lunge, step forward. Nice deep breath. Try to get away from that slow, shallow breathing. We want nice, deep inhales and exhales. Good job. We're coming into our RDLs next, our deadlift. And rest. Drop those light weights if you're using 2 different weights. You have the option of using one of your heavy weights, holding the dumbbell in either hand. Added challenge, you're holding both your dumbbells. You're finding that hinge motion. Feet are hip width apart, soft bend in the knees. We're working, sticking that bum back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, just sticking that bum back, 1, 2. So all you're doing is bending forward, soft bend to the knees, slowing that tempo down, 4 count down, 2 count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Maintaining that breath and rest. We want to feel this in the glutes, down into the hamstrings. Might even feel this in the shoulders just from holding the weight, depending on how heavy it is. So you want to keep your shoulders set back. You don't want to find that extension by rounding your shoulders forward. You want to find it in the fold, in your hip joint here, in the hinge. We're working 40 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back up for 1, 2. Good job. Slow this hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2. Back up. Inhale, slowly hinging forward. Exhale brings you back up. One more. And rest. Moving into set 3. You definitely should be feeling challenged with these. Getting a heavier weight if you need to, using 2 dumbbells if you need to, making sure you feel that stretch, that lengthening happening in your glutes and your hamstrings. And we are going again, hinge forward, bum back, core is engaged. Keep those shoulders set back and in. 1, 2 to come back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So going at that tempo, using your breath, exhale to bring you back up. Core stays nice and tight. Imagine you're just pushing your bum back into a wall behind you. Soft bend to the knees. We're not locking our knees out here. And rest. Going into that last set, set 4. 40 seconds. Nice deep breath here. Slow exhale. Deep inhale, one more breath. All right, we are going 40 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Keep that pace, that tempo. We want that slow lengthening of the glutes, of the hamstrings. Bring them back to center. Good, we're just coming right back up to center. No hyperextension on the way up. Nice straight spine. And rest, good job. Okay, we're coming down to our back, our floor press. So bring those weights up. Feet are flat on the ground, so your lower back is grounding down. And we're just bringing our elbows out to the side, tapping them on the floor. Dumbbells come back up and together. Inhale to come down. This part's easy. It's the exhale to bring them back up. That's hard. Good job. Depending on your weight you're using, these are super tough. Working our chest, our pecs. Keep breathing. Keep that neck neutral. You're just gazing straight ahead. And rest. You have 20 seconds of rest. Not really enough time to really move around too much. We're coming right back into it. 10 seconds. Nice deep breath in. Send that breath away with your exhale. All right, starting at the top, dumbbells are up. Bringing those elbows down on your inhale. Exhale, push them up towards the ceiling. Inhale to lower. Exhale, push. Good job. Working for that nice, strong upper body. Use that exhale to lift those dumbbells up. Almost to the end, one more push and rest. 20 seconds here. Should be feeling this in the chest. Maybe you're feeling this in the front delt, the shoulders. Woo. Keep connected to that breath. 3 seconds, bring those dumbbells up to center point. And we are working elbows down, exhale, bring them back up. Good job. Slow and steady. We're using that muscle connection versus momentum. I don't want you just throwing the weights up. Feel your muscles contract and lengthen. Good job. We only have 10 more seconds. These are getting super tough. Definitely feeling my arms shaking. And rest. One more set. And then we're going into some core. We're dropping the weights. We're going into those yoga bites next. 10 more seconds of rest. Oh man. These are definitely tough. All right, weights are up. Get those dumbbells in the air. Elbows come down. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Finding that nice tempo that works for you. Slow it down depending on how heavy these dumbbells are you're using. Right to the end here. 15 more seconds. Get a few more reps in. Good job. Really feeling the burn in my muscles right now. One more. And rest. Drop those weights. We're coming into those yoga bites. So right back down. You're interlacing your fingers, making that nice little basket for your head to hang nice and heavy in so you're not putting any strain on your neck. Knees are coming up to a 90 degree. And opposite knee and elbow come into center. The other leg extends out and down, switching. So these don't have to be super fast. You can do slow and control. You can pause in that contraction of the core, really working our obliques here. Remember, we have 4 sets. Super easy to gas yourself on the first set, making the next 3 much more difficult. Good job. For 3, 2, and rest that head down. You can pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Bring those knees in nice and tight. This helps stretch through that lower back if there's any tension here from the core exercise. Okay, 5 more seconds. Moving into set 2. Let's interlace those fingers and we are going yoga bite. Lower back is staying grounded into the mat the whole time. Find that twist from your torso. Opposite leg is extending. Make these movements nice and controlled. The slower it is, the tougher it is. Pausing it in the center, super tough as well. So little ways to add more challenge to these movements. And rest. Bring those knees in. We have 2 more exercises. Then we're going to take a little water break, and then we're going to go through all 8 exercises again, 1 minute in each exercise. So a nice, quick, and effective full body workout. Let's interlace those fingers. We are back, moving and grooving through these yoga bites. Connect to your breath here. Slow it down. Maybe feeling the core engage. Maybe feeling your hip flexors. Depending how your arms feel, maybe you're still feeling a little bit of shakiness in those arms. And rest, knees come in, give yourself a great big hug. Stretch to that lower back, even maybe rock from side to side for a moment. 10 more seconds. We've been working out for 20 minutes. And last time here, let's go. In our yoga bike. Next, we're moving to those gorilla rows. So just remember the modification for gorilla rows. Depending on how your lower back's feeling after those deadlifts, after those squats, and after this core movement, those gorilla rows are going to be even more challenging. We're staying in that very deep hinge motion. Core needs to be engaged. 5 more seconds. 2, and rest. Bring those knees in just for a moment. Nice little squeeze. And we're coming all the way up. Grabbing for whatever weight you're using in your row. One weight here is going to be in the center. Feet are hip width apart. We're coming into that deep forward bend. Core is staying nice and engaged. You got a slight bend to your knees. We're pulling that dumbbell up. Elbow towards the hips, alternating. Core stays engaged this whole time. Modification is you're in tabletop. And feel free to come into the full form gorilla row for your first 1 or 2. And if you need to modify set 3 and 4, feel free to modify halfway if you have to. Make sure you're feeling that challenge though. These are tough. And rest. Coming upright. Nice deep breath. 15 more seconds. We're almost at that water break, ladies. Almost there. Whew. These are definitely challenging for me. All right, find that hinge motion. 40 seconds on the clock. Let's go. You're pulling that elbow towards your hip. Squeeze that shoulder blade back. Core stays nice and tight. Feeling this in my hamstrings from those deadlifts. Lower back's definitely starting to fatigue for me. Pretty sure I'm going to modify the next 2. Using my heavy dumbbell, really working my back, and rest. Whew. Okay, nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We have 7 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Find that hinge. Let's row. Good job. Keep going, keep going. Set 3, super tough. My back's nice and flat, my core is engaged. Keeping that soft bend to my knees. And rest. Woo! Goodness. We have 2 more exercises after this. Can't forget those hip thrusts. All right, 3, 2, 1. Last time here. Good job. Readjust that core if you find you're letting go of that connection. Bring that belly button up to the spine. Pull it in nice and tight. Breathing here. Five more seconds. And rest. Coming down to the mat. Keep that heavy dumbbell by your side, all the way to your back. Next two exercises are reclined. Dumbbell across the hips. We're coming into those weighted thrusts. Feet are hip width apart. Exhale, we're pushing our hips up. Inhale to lower. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Glutes already extremely fatigued. Definitely feeling the burn with this one. And we're just thrusting the hips up, lowering the hips down. You can do this with just a resistance band. You can do this with no weight at all. So finding which variation of this movement is best for you today. Just make sure you're pushing and challenging yourself. Hand rest. Breathing. Don't lose that connection to your breath. We have 5 more seconds of rest. 3 more sets. And we are going, lifting those hips, lowering them down. Squeeze the glutes. We're thrusting the hips up towards the ceiling. After the squat, after the reverse lunges, the deadlifts, these are super tough. Glutes definitely feeling this. Hamstrings feeling it. Quads feeling it. Entire lower body for me. 5 more seconds. Slow and control. 2, and last thrust. Good job. If you need to alleviate a little tension in your lower back, pull your knees in. We have 10 more seconds. Feet come back down, grab for that heavy weight across your hips, and exhale to start that thrust motion. Squeeze the glutes at the top, don't rush. Make sure you're breathing. We have 20 seconds, halfway. 1 more set after this. And we're going into our final exercise, our heels to heaven, our final core movement. Then we get that water break. 5, 3, and last thrust, rest. 1 more set here, guys. Make sure you're challenging yourself this morning. Make sure you're feeling this in your muscles. You want to use enough weight that you're starting to feel that burn. Your breath is starting to become a little bit more challenged, and we are moving 40 seconds. Nice slow movement. If you're going too fast, you're either not using enough load, so your weight isn't heavy enough, you're not getting that mind-muscle connection. I want you to get away from that feeling of just needing to use momentum to throw your hips up. I want you to feel your glutes and hamstrings, your quads working to bring your hips up. The glutes contract at the top, release and lengthen at the bottom, and we're resting. Put that weight off to the side. We're doing our heels to heaven, legs are straight. You can either use your weight, reach up for your toes, you can use no weight, or you can interlace your hands behind your head, and you're just coming into crunches here. And we are working 40 seconds. Press those heels up to the ceiling. If you're modifying like I am, you want to try to lead with your chest. You're not pulling your head forward. So your head's staying nice and heavy in the little basket that you've made for your hands. Depending on how fatigued your core is or your lumbar back area, your lower back, you might want to modify here. We're doing each exercise one more time for a minute each and rest. 3 more sets. Bring those knees in. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe even thank yourself for this movement and showing up for yourself. Getting that blood pumping. Doing all of the good and hard things first thing on a Saturday morning. 40 seconds. You're either modifying with your hands behind your head, maybe your fingers are just reaching for your toes, or maybe you're using that weight, reaching the dumbbell up to your feet. Use that exhale on that hardest part, so that would be your reach or your crunch. 5 more seconds. And rest. Bring those knees in. Take a little moment here. 8 more seconds of this glorious little rest. 2 more sets. All right, extend those legs up. We are back at it. Good job. Make sure you're moving. Take a little break if you need to, but come right back into it. Challenge yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Can you move and breathe through that discomfort, that tension you're creating in your body and your muscles? We'll slow it all down afterwards. And rest. 1 more set. And then we will get to hydrate. We'll get a moment to let our heart rate come down. 5 more seconds. Extend those legs. 2 and 1. We are going. Last time here. Good job. Halfway through. 40 seconds, 4 times. For all of these exercises, super tough. Be proud of yourself for this movement, for doing this hard work. Your body, your mind, thanks you. Rest. Bring those knees in. Take a moment right here. Give yourself that hug. Pull those knees in nice and tight. All right, come up to a seat or standing. Grab some water. You made it through 8 exercises, 4 sets of each. Grab some water. Get nice and hydrated. We are gonna do this again. For 60 seconds. We're still gonna keep that 20-second rest. And we're gonna do each exercise once. 8 exercises in total, a minute in each, 20 seconds between, and then we are done. Full body work. Making sure we have all of our movement patterns, our squat, our lunge, our hinge, our push, our press, our core activation. We are good to go after this. Let that heart rate come down a little bit more, and then we're coming into our squat with our single arm press. Then our reverse lunge bicep curl, our deadlift, our floor press, our yoga bikes, our gorilla rows, our hip thrust, and then ending it all with our heels to heaven. So grabbing 4, whichever dumbbell you're using for your press. I'm using one of my lighter ones. My shoulders are already fatigued. So make sure you're modifying, you're listening to your body. I still want you to be challenging yourself, but just make sure you're tuning in, how you're feeling, what your body needs, what your mind needs. All right. Let's take a nice breath together. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh. Let's do that one more time, setting ourselves up. Inhale. And sigh. All right, 10 seconds counting us down into our squat and press. Get ready. Feet are wide. And we are moving. 1 minute, squatting down to grab that dumbbell, hips nice and low, pressing that dumbbell up. Returning it back to center, opposite hand's gonna grab it, press up. I want those hips low, thighs parallel to the ground. Challenge your glutes, challenge your quads here. Good job. Breathe, exhale. Good. Halfway. We have 20 seconds left. Good job. 10 seconds. Right to the end here. And rest. Grab for your other dumbbell. Reverse lunge plus that bicep curl. So get ready. We're alternating between each leg this time. If you did one leg at a time last time. 3, 2, 1. We're reversing. Drop that back knee, bicep curl, lower the weight, then step forward. Switch legs. Good job. Chest is upright, core is engaged. Knees are at a 90-90 as we come down. All the way to the end. Don't give up. Push through, challenge yourself. Breathe through that discomfort. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold that breath. Don't create any more tension. And rest. Light dumbbells down. Heavy dumbbell up. 1 or 2, depending on what you're using here for weight. We're coming into our RDL, our deadlift. Soft bend of the knees. Feet are hip width apart. Tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We're doing this for the full minute. Core stays engaged. Find that depth from your hinge versus reaching out of your shoulders. Shoulders stay set and back. Core stays engaged. Push that bum back. Feel that lengthening all the way through your glutes, your hamstrings. Less than halfway. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale down. Exhale, 1, 2. Good job. Slowing this movement. Find that tempo. And rest. Grabbing for your other dumbbell. We're coming down into our floor press. Working our chest. Coming into that push movement. We're pushing the weight away from us. Feet are on the ground. And we're going, bringing those elbows down. Exhale, push the weight up. Inhale to lower, exhale, push. Squeezing those pecs at the top. Good job. Lower back staying nice and firm into the mat, core connected. Keep going, halfway. All the way to the end, 20 more seconds. Use that exhale to push up. Challenge yourself for 10. 5. Get one more push in. And drop those weights. Coming into our yoga bike, hands behind the head. We're alternating elbow to knee into center. Opposite legs can extend out and down. Working our obliques, our core. And we're going 1 full minute. Flowing with control. Lead with your chest. Don't pull on your head. Breathing. Good job. Halfway. All the way to the end. Don't give up. You've got this. 20 seconds. This movement's definitely getting more challenging. Slow and with control. 5 seconds. 3. And rest. Bring those knees in just for a moment. We're coming up to those gorilla rows. Up on our feet. Heavy dumbbell in center. We're finding that nice deep hinge motion. Feet are hip width apart. Send that butt back, core pulls in nice and tight. Your back is flat, bend those knees. And we are rowing opposite, one arm at a time. So we're alternating here. Elbow towards that hip. Pull that shoulder blade back. Keep that core in nice and tight. This is going to be tough for a minute. All the way to the end. We're halfway. We have 15 seconds left on the clock. We can do this. Those knees are staying bent, so we're just reaching those arms down to row. Tough, tough, tough movement. Rest. Whew. Definitely feeling that in my lower body. All right, down to the ground. A minute of hip thrust. That heavy weight is across your hips. You can hold either end of the dumbbell with your hands to keep it in place. Feet are hip width apart. And we're exhale, lifting our glutes up, lowering down. Hips lift up to the ceiling on your exhale. Inhale to lower. Controlled movements here for this next minute. We have one exercise left. Heels to heaven. Definitely ending with a tough one. We're lifting our hips up and lowering. You should be feeling that glute activation. You're going to feel this in your quads and your hamstrings as well. We're really targeting the glutes. 15 more seconds. All the way to the end. 5, 3, one more hip thrust and rest. Heavy weight down. Okay. If you want to grab your lighter weight, you can for the heels. So we're lifting our legs up. We're stacking our ankles over knees, knees over hips. We're either going to reach our fingers towards our feet, or you're going to have your dumbbell. Alternatively, hands behind the head, and we're clenching. We have 45 seconds to go. Then we are going to cool it down. Reset that nervous system before we carry on with the rest of our day. Good job. Halfway. A minute in each exercise. Super tough when the body's already this fatigued. 15 seconds. 10. For 5, 3, 2, knees in. Give yourself a great big hug. Take another 5 seconds here. Then we will cool down. All right, let's cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and bring your legs in towards your chest. Stretching through our glute here. The upper body remains nice and soft here. We're just going to stretch through the lower body. You can hold here nice and steady, or you can bring some gentle movement, maybe rocking into this position. And we're going to switch legs, gently leaving or releasing that right ankle, placing the left ankle across the right thigh, interlacing your hands behind the right thigh, and then bringing those legs in. And just notice if one side feels much tighter. For me, it's this side. My left glute feels much tighter. Just noticing those little imbalances within your body. And we're breathing. Slow down that breath. Start to bring the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And we're going to release that right foot down, release the left foot, and gently make your way into a seated position. Extend the legs out in front of you. Take a nice deep breath, reach your arms up. And with your exhale, you're going to hinge forward, reaching for your toes, your ankles, your shins, whatever feels accessible, whatever you feel that deep stretch, maybe through the lower back, the hamstrings. We're going to hold here. Really connect in with that breath. The more we can slow down the breath and connect in with it, the more we are coming back to our parasympathetic nervous system, getting out of that sympathetic state to your fight or flight, lowering that stress response, regulating that cortisol, coming back to a more balanced state. And this is the state we want to end all physical exercise. Exercise still that stress to our body, positive stress, but still our body is perceiving stress as stress. So making sure we're calming down, we're cool down, we're not skipping the end of our workout where we're just gently stretching our body, connecting in with our breath. And come back up to center. Sole of the right foot's coming to the inner left thigh. We're going to square our hips off to our left leg. And we're going to fold forward again, just reaching for either your foot, your ankle, your shin, whatever feels accessible, finding that stretch, slowing the breath. And coming back up to center, you're gonna place either the right hand down on the ground by your right thigh or coming down on your right forearm, and your left arm's reaching up and over towards the left. Pushing into your right hand or your right elbow to try to find a little bit of length through that left rib cage, and then see if you can reach your left fingers a little bit further towards the right. And then nice big deep breath into that left rib cage. And then inhale, breath leads us back to center, switching legs, right leg extends, sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Square your hips off to your right leg, and then we're folding forward. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale back up to center, left hand by the left thigh, left forearm down, whatever feels comfortable. Right arm reaches up and over to the left. Push into that left arm, find more lift, then reach a little bit more with that right hand. I want you to feel that lengthening through the right side of the body. Now send your breath into the right rib cage. Nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. You should feel all those little muscles in between each rib lengthen with that deep inhale. And inhale, come back up to center. You can come into a cross-legged position, any kind of seat that's comfortable. We're gonna end this nice movement together with a breath. So inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh. One more time, we're gonna inhale and sigh out that tension. Thank you so much for joining me for this exercise. I hope you guys all have a great day.